The Giants of Oak Ridge project, I'm going to pause for a second to tell you about this one because I think you'll fall in love with it. So I won't tell you all of the backstory, but the goal is to create an exhibit that will be somewhere along the creek, Thistle Park area. And it's going to be an homage to the giants that were part of our nuclear heritage. There are going to be 8 statues, life-size figures of historical figures from the Manhattan Project, and the goal is to have the conning tower or a sail of a retired nuclear sub. So that's cool, right? This summer, we've got a partnership going on with ORAU and ORTIC, where we've got paid internships for students to develop the first generation of digital twins. So by the end of the summer, you will be able to come in and put on extended reality glasses and walk through a virtual tour of what this site's going to look like. So you'll get a chance to see the layout, see the experience. That's cool enough, right? Well, the next thing we're going to do is we're using generative AI to take old photographs. Here's a small scale model of Colonel Nichols. We're going to create a life-size statue. The first one is going to be of Colonel Nichols because of his involvement in the Manhattan Project. The students are then going to take and slice that. By the end of summer, it'll be a 12-inch desktop version. We're going to be doing, this is SLS technology. It's selective laser sintering, powder bed nylon, same basic technology they're using at Beehive or other places in steels and titanium. This is just a little safer in nylon, but they're learning principles. And then they will, how many of you have kids or have you ever played Pokemon Go? I know what that was. So imagine Pokemon Go meets Night at the Museum. You're going to come up, you're going to scan a QR code, and in augmented reality, the statue is going to come to life with a ChatGPT and tell you about what they did as a part of the Manhattan Project, and you can ask it questions. Students are developing all of this. That's pretty cool, yeah? But then the next thing we're going to use is we're going to use wire arc additive manufacturing to produce a life-size statue. We're collaborating with folks at the MDF to be able to do that, to get direct to metal and metallurgy and those kind of things. But the really cool part is that we're going to segment it. It's going to go into the CNC to do fine level detailed CNC, and it's going to be stitched back together. And those are going to have interactive models related to those. Pretty cool tech, really neat stuff. So I'll give you the pictures for that as we're working out the process. What I will tell you as a result of this, because I want to cut to the chase, we were just announced we're going to be the 3rd test bed for the Digital Twin Consortium here at Oak Ridge High School for a global digital test bed. Our goal is to validate a framework for digital engineering to produce born qualified parts. Digital thread, digital twin of the additive, of the subtractive, and the digital engineering thread of the part. Our first qualified part is going to be the statues. The second is we're looking for collaborators to make a part that needs to go in, like a butterfly valve of a pump or something like that, to show how we will use this in a secure way to produce a part that is qualified for service. We're partnering with a bunch of local companies local to do that. We've got a bunch of other partners. So I'm going to get through the rest of the slides. The other is we're working with the Scarborough 85 team on this particular project. And so we're looking at things there to be able to tell that story here in Oak Ridge, and our kids are a part of that team. We're making some early prototypes of parts of it. We're going to do some elements of immersive, because what the kids are realizing is that in about 18 months from now, most of us in the room will have some version of Google Glass or something else like that has augmented reality. Why? Because we can look things up, we can get directions. It's just going to be baked into our tech, which means if you've got an exhibit, if I can walk up and right there in the interaction, I can get a pop-up that's contextualized about the history of what was going on. It can go as deep as I want to go. We've got an environment for continual learning. So we're talking about how do we set this up. We're partnering with the University of Tennessee. I can't go through all this. This is the digital twin test bed. By the way, these are some of the partners. We've got some global partners. I've got an MOA with Ingenuity and their AI test bed in Leeds, England, as well as some other international companies that are wanting to look at this as an experiment. We've also been asked by the MDF if we would consider doing training at night for companies that want to learn to use the technology. The other thing we've got on the back end of this is we're going to work with ORTIC to scan the facility, to build the digital twin, and to develop training modules in enhanced reality. And so learning to use the machine, learning to use CAD, learning to use CAM, and we want to look at this as a learning model because the things that need to happen for a kid that's coming up learning it are going to be different from us. And so we're also collaborating with XM Pro, which is a multi-agent generative system. So they can actually say, Lee's got a background in nuclear engineering, Martin's got a background in imaging. What is the fastest way to boot this team up to use this technology to upskill, reskill, new skill? So we're working on models for that. I'm almost done, I promise. Wildcat Manufacturing, I encourage you to come take a look at that. And these are just some pictures. The picture up here, we actually did, tens of thousands of dollars of work for a local company called Paraton. They were developing a first generation backpack portable robot. And so we worked with them to produce parts and turnaround and other things there. Projects with local community folks, from individuals to other things that are there. Everything from 3D printing to CNC to other things that are technological there. We've got something that hopefully will roll out in the next month at MVets. It's been a long time coming, but the students have designed and iterated. There's going to be a backlit water jet powder-coated sign that's got the MVets logo and then all the armed forces around it. So they're doing things like that. Working with AMSI, Dream It, Do It, others to produce coins, people in the community. We're also doing ACE training. This is the Department of Defense program for America's Cutting Edge. So we run the boot camps out of our shop to teach and train others how to machine. And the cool thing is we have students teaching them with me, people from industry to be able to do that. Again, and a thank you to all of our partners. Call to action. How can you get involved? On mentorship. There's a lot of creative brilliance here. There's opportunities for you to come and engage with our kids. Come and lecture. Come give a talk. Tell them about what you're doing or what you did. Inspire them. Sponsor a project. Help this get the community aware of what we're trying to do in this new model of education that might inspire a new public-private partnership. Be on our board. Hold us accountable. Help us drive science. Help us provide real-world relevant work for our kids so they can connect their heritage to the future. I really do want to be known for the place. You used to come to Oak Ridge to learn about history. Now come learn how to make it. Right? So, and then advisory board opportunities. And we're doing this at elementary school. Where are we headed next? We are looking at the potential of a regional innovation hub. Number one, do you need it? Number two, who needs to be involved? Number three, what does it need to look like? If it becomes the accelerator of learning, both from industry and education and a model, what does that look like? And at some point, we're going to have some public kind of information sessions to get feedback in a very, very broad sense, but we're trying to communicate and share there. All right, I'm done. Questions?